Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to I forgot what I've named this. How to Trade ICT with Hala. As you can see, we have George Hala with me. How are we?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It
I
should
was just
just be
saying,
renamed How to Chat Shit.
yeah, we don't have an agenda. So today is just going to be we'll chat some shit, do some charts, and then if you've got any questions, feel free to fire them over. I'm hoping to give away a signal or two. I think Haller is also aching to give away a signal or two. So yeah, I think we can kick straight off. I can chuck over to you, George, if you want to flick a chart up and we can go through what we have in front of us because it is a bloodbath today.
Should we start with salami?
Yeah, let's start with Solana. How low is it going to go? Are we going to go full nuke 120, liquidate? I don't even know. There isn't any Solana DATs, is there? But liquidate everyone.
The thing is, I haven't, other than what I sent you just before the stream, I haven't looked at the charts other than gold today. So this will be fresh for everybody. It's pretty down, isn't
it? Yeah, very down.
So I had yesterday was this was my area, and it didn't hold. Not only did it not hold, but we had the daily close below it, so I took a loss on that. For the first time in my life, I will admit I take losses.
Liquidated or loss?
No, loss. To be fair, I only stuck it on that free money that we got from Pocket.
Yeah, the Pocket, whatever. I'm annoyed because I ran mine up to just shy of $500. I should have walked away with that.
Yeah, well, I've run it up to just under 300. I just forget to trade with it.
Yeah, it's awkward, isn't it?
But I think maybe I'll take it a bit more seriously.
Yeah, get some limit orders in.
My next bounce zone was here though, so that was very nicely respected so far. Whether it'll hold or not, I don't know. If it doesn't hold, then you've got some clear liquidity, something interesting going on. Pretty much 150. But yeah, the thing is as well, like all this liquidity that we've got up here, that we've basically blasted. That zone's done now, so we'll get rid of that. Oh, we'll leave it on to talk about it. But the thing is now, to push back up, this is now going to be like underside resistance.
Yeah.
So we've got a ways to go. I think I had similar view as to what Justin was saying about Bitcoin. This was my area on Bitcoin, which played out yesterday, but today not so much. And to be honest, if we're going lower on the daily, you are looking at below 100k. But as I keep saying to you, we have not had a close below 100k since the 8th of May this year. So I still think there's plenty of untapped liquidity sitting down here that should keep us afloat. I think if it comes down there, personally, I think that will probably fuel like the last leg of the bull run. I hope it fuels the last leg of the bull run because I'm done with it. I
feel you on that. It is exhausting.
When 80k, says Hugo. I still don't. I can't see the daily closing below 100k. Not yet. And I think there's all this liquidity to get through. Even that awful liquidation wick. I mean, providing Bybit didn't change their chart after it happened. Still, just this zone is just what's keeping price afloat. I can see 80k at some. I mean, to be honest, in the bear market, I can see 38k, but that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But
keep it positive or semi-positive.
I don't know what the 200 EMA is doing, but again, we've lost that, so that's going to no doubt be resistance at some point. I think if we daily close below what I've got here, 104.8, then we're going to have to mitigate this zone before we move higher. So, yeah, interesting times. I know there's a lot of talk on crypto Twitter about the bull market being over. Jim Cramer, our inverse friend, has said that the bear market is here, so that is another reason to go long.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I think we were due a cool off. I think there's that. I think that we're still seeing. This is spillover damage from the liquidation, and I think that damaged a lot of confidence in the sector, more than we can imagine. I mean, that because if you were looking from the sidelines at crypto and thinking Bitcoin, blah, blah, and you saw that and the behavior that was done on that, I mean, it was red flags galore. And now we're seeing profit taking in the Nasdaq. Like, I think it's an interesting one because we are in quite a volatile period anyway, because it's tech earnings. Well, just earnings in general. There's just earnings constantly every day, and we're seeing people down even after beating. I think there's now a real. I think there's a real thing, and I've been in that boat as well. Is I don't know. I think people don't know where to put their money, like because gold's already run, silver's already run. Like, you've got bonds which are beginning to run back up the yields, but the bonds aren't particularly good. Stocks are sky high. Like, where do you put your money in? I think that's a real sort of conundrum that we're seeing.
I was listening to somebody very interesting the other day, and I know I sent you the link to that podcast, which I won't advertise on here because I think this is the only place that you need to come.
This is the only place you should come. I will digest it.
And it was talking about, obviously we had the dot-com bubble, and is that what we're going to see with AI? And the question as to whether or not AI is already overpriced, which I guess is a possibility. But interestingly, the conversation went on to where people might be looking to put money. And he said that this person who was speaking said that regardless of the price of AI, whether it's a bubble or not, AI is not going away. And you need to protect. Well, this person suggested looking into the fact that things like where's the energy going to come from? And I know this is something that you've already mentioned.
I love energy.
And as it stands, I think he was saying the most undervalued form of energy right now sits with solar. And so he was kind of suggesting that if it was up to him right now, well, he has invested in solar energy. So I think that's one option. I think the boat for gold, I think gold will go higher. I can't see why it won't. Because things like war aren't going away.
No.
To be honest, there's probably a lot of crypto. I mean, like myself, my trading journey all began with crypto, and now I'm just gold. I just gold every single day. And I think having seen, like you said, the behavior that you get from some of these exchanges, are you going to get that from proper brokers that deal with gold? No. You're not. So I think gold will run higher. You know me, I don't really do like the whole macro thing. I just sit down and look at a chart, and I'll just, whatever's in front of me for the day, I'll trade it. But and then things like silver and platinum, because they're obviously correlated assets. So, but I found that really interesting about solar power anyway, because I thought, well, yeah, potentially, even if you saw an absolute nuke out of the sky for things that relate to artificial intelligence, then the solar power is still going to be needed.
Well, that's where China is doing quite well, and I think solar's really interesting because it's currently in what I like to call it's almost, I've forgotten the actual name of it, but there's an economic concept where adoption early was really expensive. So you look at all the people who So solar panels never really took off in the UK because they were so prohibitively expensive. And so there were dodgy schemes around where it was like they loaned you at extortionate rates. But as the technology's improved, the cost of them has come down and down and down.
Yeah.
But we're now at that point where it's coming down at such a rate that why would you commit to do it, to buy the technology here?
Yeah.
When if you wait, television, I think televisions are the best example of that. Like if you think back like 10 years ago, a top of the range television was a television was so expensive.
Yeah.
But the cost of TVs has just come down and down and down and down and down and down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're seeing a similar pattern with solar panels. So if you're going to go and outlay $4-5 billion on solar panels that are going to be cheaper, the technology is going to improving at such a rate that you don't really want to do a big, expensive, long project for something when the technology is on such an upward curve.
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting facet that will probably slip into many things. I think that'll probably slip into a little bit of AI and a little bit of chips, as you will get to a point of it's improving at such a rate that you'll then have opportunity cost of buying something because something better will come out very soon after, or something cheaper will come out very soon after. And it's like, how do you enter on that curve?
Yeah, it's a very good point. And I was thinking earlier today as well with obviously our friend Rachel Reeves giving her basically preparing the nation for the fact that they're going to admit that they've lied about tax cuts and not increasing taxes. But I remember about a year ago, Keir Starmer came out and said that Britain is going to absolutely lead the world when it comes to AI. And I'm sat here a year on and I'm thinking, where is it?
The thing is I think there's an uncomfortable truth that governments don't want to face up to with AI, in the fact that it will get to a point, and I think you're seeing it in the job layoffs, where it impacts, and you're going to end up with a situation where states aren't going to be able to uphold. That was always the argument for why universal basic income, when they were doing those pilots, is that was in preparation for what is about to come. And the issue is the government has no stake now in what's to come. How can the governments are exposed now in the fact that if they lose their workforce to AI, all of the value from AI is now held by asset holders, because ultimately, and I think this is an interesting thing about the AI bubble that I think sort of offsets it a bit, is a company's biggest expense is its wage bill. Yeah. And ultimately, you could spend millions and billions on, like Microsoft, for instance, if Microsoft spent 20 billion on CapEx to improve AI systems, and they created an AI system that meant that they could shave 5% off their global workforce, it then sort of pays for itself. It passes the problem over to the state, because the state then has to find a job for these people, and ultimately the state doesn't have the money to look after these people, nor does it have the capability to sort of profit on the rise of the technology. And I think that's where I think the real worry comes, is I mean, ultimately there will come a crossroads of how do you actually balance like the will and benefit of society with these transformational technologies. It's the best example of, not so much from a technology point of view, but that sort of de-industrialization element, is you look at, certainly in the English towns, the old coal mining places or the old steel making places. That is something that we could see, not in geographic areas, but in entire nations, that we could see that sort of structural unemployment. And that is that, from an economic point of view, it also hinders her in the fact that her headrooms are calculated based on GDP.
Yeah.
And so a common, and that's one of the issues she's got with spending cuts, right? So GDP is calculated, and one of the calculations is obviously state spending. Now, if you reduce state spending and you don't get an equivalent uptick in non-state spending, your GDP then goes down, which reduces her headroom, which then means she has to continue trying to find more cuts or raise more money. And so it ends up in a vicious cycle. And the issue you've got is that Western economies are so heavily reliant on the public sector.
Yeah.
The public sectors are so bloated that you can't really cut. Well, you can, but you then run into obviously those issues.
Well, I can tell you about public sector problems firsthand. Because you think about, like, for example, tax historically has always gone up. Like, regardless of what individual governments have done, overall tax goes up. Council tax, was it last year it increased? I think it was.
Yeah.
The year before, right? So council tax increased by, it was quite a bit. Was it about 17% or something? Not too long ago, right? And that is money that funds what I do for a living in a certain public sector. And I can tell you, working in that public sector, that despite council tax going up, the organisation I work for has to save about 223 million, I think it is, this year as a budget. So the question is, if we're paying more in council tax, but these services are still being told that they have to save money, where is the money going? Because it isn't going to those services. I have not had a pay rise in line with inflation for the entire time that I've done what I do for a living. Whereas junior doctors have most definitely been brought in line with inflation. They'll tell you otherwise, but they have, because they got the 22% or whatever it was last year. So yeah, I that's just my personal experience, and I see the effect of that as well at work. AI in public sectors, not particularly taken over, but a lot more things are automated than they were 5 years ago. There are things that were being done in public sectors 5 years ago that you would never have thought would be done by a machine, but now they are. But then as well, you've still got to think, like, AI is in its infancy still. Because it has, whether people realize it or not, it's been around for years. When you, for example, self-checkouts at supermarkets, that's artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
How many times have you tried to contact your mobile network provider or any place online and you've gone through to the digital chatbot that helps you out? Those things have been around for ages. That is all artificial intelligence. So where's it going to go from here? Obviously now it's coming into healthcare, AI diagnostics and stuff like that, and other bits. But yeah, I don't know. In regards to the UK in particular, it's going to sound a bit tinfoil hat here, but anybody who knows the UK government knows that they absolutely love to regulate anything that they can. And I genuinely will not be surprised if in some way, shape or form they try and regulate the use of artificial intelligence. And they will, because it's the UK. That's genuinely my opinion. And then you've got the whole argument of, well, trying to regulate AI defeats the whole point, because AI needs to be a very explorative, unregulated world in order for it to learn and for us to learn and make it develop to the best that it can be. So this is just tinfoil hat for me. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. In other words, the UK government just sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with you on that front. Yeah, it's. I think all governments are in a very difficult spot. There's a lot of challenges that I think have been kicked down the road that are finally coming and rearing their head. I think first and foremost, they're being really encountered with some of the questionable amounts of spending that were done in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Which kicked off with the inflation, and now the inflation has fed through. You've now got high debt, but you've also got high inflation, and you've had to have central banks who have had to support that. Because I look back and I think if we hadn't have had the pandemic, we still would have been on a relatively. I don't think it would have been particularly fantastic, but I think we would have been on a footing whereby central banks had it under control. We had those low interest rates, but we had some movement. I think now is a real struggle because we're now seeing an impact on the demand side, and also an impact on the supply side with the costs. But yeah, I think the macro lens is an interesting one. But I think on the charts, I think we've got enough money in the economy now, I think, to have some fun on some charts. I think at some point we will see a big run simply because I don't think there's anywhere else to put money. At the moment, we're seeing money flow towards bonds, and ultimately bonds will absorb trillions of dollars before you really notice them start to move on a chart. And I think we're seeing that flight out. And I think in the NASDAQ, we're now seeing a real question on some of the valuations. I know Palantir is getting smashed today. But yesterday they were trading at a price to sales multiple of, I think it was 137. Their results were fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Like the growth that they had on their stock, in their company year on year, phenomenal. Like I genuinely really, really like the company. The valuation is obscene. To trade at 137 times your sales, not even your profits or earnings, your sales is mental. It's like you've got a business that makes $1 million a year, and someone comes up that sells $1 million worth of stuff, regardless of whatever margin, and someone comes and offers you $137 million for your business. You might have a profit margin of 2% on that. Like it's a mental valuation.
I'm just having a look at trending stocks.
I think Tesla's.
See, Uber is sat. Have they had some kind of?
You know what? I don't mind Uber. I've not looked at the Uber stock for a while, but I think Uber have pulled back.
Uber's all-time high.
No, they've pulled back. They're pulled back pre-market, aren't they?
September was.
They smashed their results. Flipping heck! That one went under the radar.
Uber Technologies quarterly revenue rose 20%. EPS right? Stock fell 5% pre-market trading.
But this is the price to sales ratio. Uber is trading at a price to sales ratio of 4.3. Palantir was trading at 137.
Let's bang on. I have a question for you, Wiz.
So, go on.
Do you trade regular trading hours or electronic?
I trade regular.
Yeah. I want to get rid of these awful colours. You can tell I don't visit stocks on TradingView very often.
God, that's a drop and a half. Yeah, I do quite like. I think Uber's valuation isn't that absurd.
Yeah.
But obviously, Uber don't Oba don't own anything. I mean, they are still $200 billion. So there are better things out there, but...
Yeah. Very interesting.
God, this is brutal. I love
Yeah,
it.
I'll clear my BTC alert from yesterday. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm not interested in Bitcoin where we are now. It's point of interest or nothing. Where might it pull back to? I don't know. If you want to do fibs on crypto, I guess you could. I imagine it's probably something. Yeah, so you can see if we take the range from April this year, pretty much that 50% is right in that liquidity zone. But yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts, Wiz? What do you think?
I'm not really too bothered about crypto at the minute, but I think we probably liquidate a little bit lower. I think we have to probably grab a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to see crypto moving when the traditional markets pull back as they are. And I look at some of the issue you've had in the traditional markets is it's been carried by a subset of companies. So the Magnificent Seven have been pretty much carrying. Now, looking at the charts for these, some of them are beginning to look quite scary. Like Nvidia looks pretty scary, and Nvidia's the big dog. Apple, I was surprised, but Apple's results weren't that bad. But Apple trades at the highest valuation of the Mag 7.
Took me away from a signal there, Wiz.
Sorry.
No, I think it was one I was waffling on. Flipping 3966 on gold, ready to go. Shaban, 100 pips.
Oh.
Never mind.
We'll say. Meta's probably the one that if it gets to a decent level, I'll bid.
Yeah. Well, something look, Tesla's not far off all-time highs again either, is it?
No, Tesla's a weird one though, because I don't know, it feels the weakest of them, but it's the one that's holding up the best. What's Microsoft doing? I am long on Microsoft at the minute. I had a little scalp, but it's not.
Do we have a signal on ETH? I think my ETH chart was at my point of interest.
Oh, can we talk? Ergi wants to talk some ICT. Yeah, we've spoken too much. Ergi, is there any particular questions you want us to go over? Sort of how George looks at a chart.
It's best if you've got questions because the stuff with ICT, like, it's publicly available. There's just a lot of waffle that goes with it, so I'm more than happy to kind of put things into context as to how and when.
Yeah, I think we could probably show Ergi some turtle soup if we've got some good answers, good examples.
Do we have turtle soup right now on Ethereum? I would say we do. The thing is, I don't know whether it's going to hold, but there's relative equal highs on the daily. It'll probably be clear on the 4 hour. Yes. Then down into a point of interest, a higher time frame point of interest. I mean, this is, I don't know if you want to call this a signal or not, because I don't know if this shit is going to hold. Sorry, there's some tree surgeons at the back of my house. I don't know if you can hear them.
No.
Right, that's good, because if you can, I'll put the headset in. But I don't know if this will hold. It should hold. There's no reason why it shouldn't, because I think this comes back from like last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping we get bells. I'm long on ETH anyway.
Yeah, the market is in a really weird spot. I think from a trading perspective, this is certainly this week I've been doing some stuff in FX replay. I've not really wanted to be in, but Yeah, Hugo's asked, how do you put your stop loss on gold pips based on chart?
Let's go to gold. We'll go to the signal that missed on screen. I'm sharing my chart here. There's too much information going on. Too much oversharing. You can. So, depends which chart you use as to whether or not 50 pips is like 5,000 or 50 pips is like 500. If you are using Oanda, it is in thousands. So if you put your setup on and you want a stop loss of 50 pips, then you want 5,000 ticks. So then you can see that in normal terms is 50 pips. And then again, you can double click it. And then if you want to take profit of 70 pips, then it's 7,000. So that's how I do it. Obviously, $1 on move on gold is 10 pips. So
Is this a signal, sir?
It wasn't actually. Be interesting to see what the trend is still very much down. So you know me, I like to trade the quick reactions.
Yeah.
So that was my quick reaction there. So probably we go lower.
Yeah, it's.
So I wouldn't be wanting to jump in long, but I'll potentially be looking for shorts.
We are also about to have New York Open, so it will start to get a little bit erratic.
Have we had that? I thought was it because the clock's gone back?
No, so their clocks have moved now. So there was only a week where there's the difference.
Yeah. To be honest, the short has gone, I think.
The New York Open's in 6 minutes.
Yeah, the short entry was at 3977. I know that sounds obvious because we're going down from there. I don't believe in trading with the trend on gold. I do what I like. We're not all as hard as Justin. Yeah, I mean, I trade up or down, get the initial reaction, but
yeah,
like I say, we're still going down. See where it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, because I'm trying to find a couple of trades that I like today. I tell you what does look really interesting is coffee. And I don't know why. Well, I do, because it's in an interesting spot. Is the coffee chart looks really interesting. Because it's in a spot where it could go either way.
Who is that, Nescafe or?
Just coffee.
I think 3957 looks alright.
3957. Write that down.
We'll see. Justin can correct me if he's wrong.
We see a downtrend. Why don't you short when the price comes back up to an order block, but you look for longs instead?
We see a downtrend. Why don't you short when the price goes back up?
I mean, you do look for shorts, don't you? But you tend to look for shorts just above the order block, don't you?
I do take shorts from. I'm going to be honest and say I actually haven't traded ICT for a while, so let's have a look and see if we can find. I mean, I do trade. If the short's there, I'll trade the short. Depends on the order block as well for me, because like I think I've mentioned it before. Like there's millions and millions and millions of order blocks in. I refuse to give signals on gold. It's too special. There's millions of order blocks all over the chart, but I only take note of the higher time frame ones and the ones that have given a break of structure. Like that is my bag. So,
or if you can put
this is just a random chart on the euro. But what's going on? This one here. As an example, no matter what price is doing, when it gets there, I'd short it.
Yeah.
Because it's an order block, because I think remember the last stream we said order blocks tend to arrive at the end of accumulation. And that's exactly what's happened here. And it's broken structure to the downside, and it's on a 1 hour time frame. So to be honest, you might. You could argue it's there on the 4 hour with that candle, but so I would short that as an example.
Yeah.
I would just be fine. Because again, you want in that, you want the quick reaction, you want the trade that taps.
You want to be in and you want to be out.
Yeah, exactly. If you get a runner, then that's great. Like for me, it's always one free risk reward, and then just if rather than close the full trade, just let it run.
Yeah.
Euro has been tanking though, hasn't it?
Well, the dollar's getting a lot stronger, so everything against the dollar has been downtrending.
You could almost argue
that they're coming for that block.
I mean, this is 1 hour. You could
That is some fuckery and a half, isn't it?
Yeah. You could probably say that you're going to get some kind of reaction down here. But if you look at where price is now to get there, you might say that you have some kind of level around here. Couple of points of interest again from a chart that I just haven't looked at in ages. But I mean, to be honest, when it comes to trading Forex, I'm mainly just looking for what's the trend doing on the daily and 4 hours. So like if we take Euro, well, yeah, let's clean the Euro chart and say at the minute, like we're in a downtrend on the daily. We're bearish on the 4 hour, we're bearish on the 1 hour. There is absolutely nothing wrong with just waiting for a draw on liquidity from a session high and then just getting in short. Session highs and lows will never ever go old when it comes to a really simple draw on liquidity. So like if I'm looking at Euro now, I mean we're in New York session now, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you are kidding me. There's another prime coin.
Is it the one that Hugo just mentioned?
No, it's AIA. ICP.
Why is my question? Like, why? No, other than manipulation, like, why is this thing just? I mean, what's this now? What's this in terms of price? Like, since what's going on here? FIBP. What price? What's this in percentage? So when the rest of crypto is in the toilet, this thing's up 90%.
Nuts. Are there any similarities between the backtest and ICT?
Yes, you'll find your backtests live where order blocks are.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're essentially trying to find high volume spots inside of the order block.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. It's the order blocks. If you think about where they live at the start of the impulse, which is the backtest. They live at the end of accumulation or compression, which is the start of the backtest. So the term that I always use is it's the same shit, different toilet.
Just a different wrapper.
Yeah, Justin saying 1.1454 is the number to watch on EU.
There you are. There's your signal for the day, people.
Well, to be honest, I actually think that is the figure that I gave anyway.
I'll give you this credit and
why did I clean the chart? Can I get it back?
Chat, somebody clip it. Did he say that number, or am I giving this one to Justin?
I put a level, and it's coming back. It's coming back. It's gonna come back. Here we go. Oh, look at that! Told you. What's that number on there? 1.14558. Right, just off. But I'll take that.
Yeah.
just in vision.
Yeah, that is what we need.
Rumor has it he's releasing an indicator, but it's going to cost 20k a month.
Yeah, I heard that. And when you ask it for a signal, it just tells you to fuck off.
Well, that level on gold didn't hold.
No. No, but that's another sort of on the ICT perspective. There's the ICT element of there's certain times you trade, and trading on 3 minutes after a US Open is not a time that you would trade. Even if there's an ICT setup, you wouldn't take it because this is when price is erratic.
Yeah.
God, that is a nuke of a candle. If gold's doing that, what's... Oh, it's dead. Everything is dead.
In the chat I gave, you wrote 2 weeks ago. Well, I know where Justin's number comes from.
Have you seen the Mag 7?
No, mate. I'll switch mine off and
Tesla 4.
You can fire away.
Oh, look at that.
Well, that's one hell of a new day opening gap.
Oh.
You're not long, are you?
No. Well, this is into the bid zone, but I don't fancy bidding yet. Oh. What do you reckon? What do you reckon is going to be the worst thing on my watch list today? Oh, look at that!
Oh no!
Oh, this thing was $220 in post market yesterday. Oh, if you'd have shorted this thing.
Is that Palantir?
Yeah. 15%. Oh. Look at the state of this.
These just look like biblical, like something ungodly has had their way with them.
Oh. So this is the trust the boner pills to be up.
Didn't we trade an IC? Didn't I send you an ICT signal the other day?
For?
Was it Cardano?
Yeah, for Ado. Yeah, I didn't take it, unfortunately. I was in bed.
I mean, it was brilliant. Did happen just before the guys. Why are you surprised? That information is on TradingView if you enable pre-market data.
It wasn't that high on pre-market. Yeah, but this is brutal. I mean, I might take some scalps this afternoon because I think a lot of this will get overdone.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to find what I like. This is one I think I will be accumulating some of because I actually really like their stock. But this, I sort of want to bid here.
Yeah.
Oh, that is brutal.
How I just can't deal with charts that have got so many gaps in them. I don't get how you do it. Do you just get used to it?
Well, it's a different side. So a lot of for stocks I swing, so it's a slightly different. Joby, I would like to see that new. Oh, I've not seen anything horrendously bad. Oh, this thing is just erratic. I've got some options for these. These are going to be killed. If anyone was in, I should have stuck to my guns and kept my original TP because my original TP on this was 262. I closed out at 270. This was a signal I dropped in the CSE Discord. If anyone caught it, I don't know why it's so fun to short cruise liners, but it is. And this is when we talk about the using the ICT on stocks. is look at that from a liquidity zone.
Yeah. Very
In,
nice.
bang, down. Oh, is there anything horrendous? Not particularly. That is body pumped.
It all looks fact.
Bullish. I don't think bullish is looking particularly bullish.
Bag of dicks, I think is the term.
How's this holding up? See, this is holding up surprisingly because I thought this was going to be like pure death. I was expecting this to come down here, but it seems to have just been accumulating here. I have a feeling this thing, if it holds this, will push up into here and then...
Yeah.
Some of the
You're
stuff...
really seeing like the weakness of the dollar in pairs today. Like, look
Yeah.
at the state of GU. GU is down bad. Well, I say bad. It's having its like consecutive red candle now for like 3 weeks. And this is what's kind of not giving me many sort of setups because price is just nuking and it's not coming back to sweep those like session highs.
That is what you call the reversal of the trend. That is what you call a long-term trend reversal. You had a trend there, and back down, and that is a long-term trend reversal because ultimately I think we are now probably going to revisit round here.
Then if you go in the US Swissy, it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
They've finally found hope for the first time in a long time.
Look at that.
Anyone that listened would have known the dollar would push up. Said it weeks ago and every week since. We listen to you, sir.
We do. The wise men. Yeah, because you can see yields. The yields are plummeting. God, this is going to go so bad, isn't it, when they do the budget?
Unfortunately, yes. The thing is, I'm trying to figure out though. I don't really know what taxes they're considering putting up because they already put up capital gains in. That was either last year or April, was it? I think. So I don't actually know whose money that. I don't know whether it's going to be national insurance because I don't think that's gone up for a while.
I was going to bid this. I started buying some of this. I don't think I'd want to leverage trade it, but I've been buying some of this spot because it's back at accumulation.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks decent.
Do you want to see a horrendous chart?
Always. Oh my days. What's happened there? Who is that?
Some shit US health company. Some micro cap health company.
Only the health companies that are creating fat jabs are making the cash at the moment.
Oh, yeah. I longed Eli Lilly. Look at that.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that nice little back test volume node on the daily.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. ICP still pumping. Have no clue why. Have you tried not buying it?
It's still pumping because Hugo's not taking profit yet.
Hugo is pumping it. And Justin. One of them's long, the other one's buying. I think that's what's going on there. Which brings me to my next question. What the devil is XRP doing these days?
I can tell you now.
Because that is a bag of dicks.
That is currently sat here.
What are your... We've got... You're on Binance.
Yeah.
What level does the bottom of your wick go to there? Yeah.
1.25.
Yeah. Bybit's 1.16, so something's not quite right.
Yeah, this one may have moved. I I don't like admitting this, but I still own a little bit of XRP. I bought some at 1.4 when we had the crash.
Get off the stream.
It was the first thing I saw. All my stink bids were getting hit. And I opened my account. It was the first thing I saw. This is retraced a lot, you know. But this is creeping up. Like on the weekly, this is creeping up.
Volatility index for the S&P.
I love the VIX.
Well, that tells you it's finally getting interesting. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I'm looking at altcoins now.
Altcoins just look like shit. I've got no urge to touch anything apart from hyperliquid. I'm happy to bid hyperliquid down here.
Solana, ETH, and BTC is the only thing that's in my shopping cart. And actually, Solana is really holding that zone very well.
Ooh. If anyone does like altcoins, a little bit of a potential signal. Yeah. I actually quite like that. You've got quite a nice risk reward. If you've got enter here, and you can potentially look to get out here or here. At some point, if you break and hold above here, you do have all of this to aim at as well.
Our ETH signal's playing out, by the way.
Is it?
We're up 1.2%.
Very nice.
We're sat in the bottom of that zone. It's just whether it holds, because I think naturally, when it comes to human emotion, I saw a lot of shit not holding yesterday. So I'm a little bit more skeptical about what's going to hold now.
Yeah, I'm still of the persuasion I don't really want to be taking any big positions today.
Yeah.
What have we had any news? Let's have a look this week.
Jolts today, I believe.
Is it?
Or tomorrow, one or the other.
Jolts. So we've got non-farm tomorrow, but I don't know if they're coming out. Are they? Or they might be actually
closed. So
because we had ISM. We've got ISM services tomorrow.
Where was I thinking of jolts? Is that Thursday? Oh, Messi's being delisted because government's closed.
What? Yeah, I'll tell you actually. Yeah, no news as government's closed. UK Bank of England on Thursday, isn't it? There's a bit moving in terms of an expectation of a potential cut.
Well, I saw that because Forex Factory's got it down as having been no change, but there was mention in the news, certain media outlets this morning, that potentially they're partial to a bit of a rate cut.
Yeah, I think there's some demand for a rate cut.
Justin has a little position on old Bitty. I think I took the ETH trade on Pocket Pro, so I think that will be visible. But Solana, I've done it on weeks at like 300 leverage.
I didn't take the trade. I missed it.
I do enjoy. So I've been
where did you enter on ETH?
I'll put my chart back up. Window. If you go back when I first fired it up on the stream, we were down 3494. Topped up BTC, so now just over 1 mil in the position. Send it. Well, as long as ETH does the same. In fact, we still have. I don't know what my position was on Pocket Pro because I ended that yesterday actually, so I might have better position or worse? Yeah. Let's add. All in.
Very nice. What was I going to do? Putting in a. Oh.
So I think that I'll keep an eye on it, and then I'll see where the daily closes. Like I
Yeah.
say, daily closed on Solana outside of that area yesterday, so I closed the trade, which was the right thing to do. But we got a better entry down here, so.
I'm going to take a punt on this on Polymarket.
Do you watch South Park?
I do, yes.
Have you seen the first episode of the new season is about Polymarket?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I saw that. They did one on meme coins as well. I'm a couple of episodes behind, which is a bit annoying, but this is an interesting one though. So Polymarket have a 19% chance the BOE will cut by 25 basis points. I think they may cut.
This was my level, Justin. 3936. But the man who says he doesn't do signals on gold is just given a signal, so everybody needs to take it. But I will be looking for this 3936 to hold.
Yeah.
What
was I going to say?
Signals.
I'm on. Here we are. I'm on Wolf in a minute. I also need number 2 and a coffee. So I'm gonna call it at the hour. So
wonderful to chat shit with you, sir, as always.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hopefully people found this useful. I know I did.
When's the next Wise Men?
The next Wise Men is when is the next Wise Men? We do them on Tuesdays. However, on Friday we'll have the close, and you're more than welcome to come on Friday morning. Friday morning is Wizard and Friends. So
I am making a trip to Manchester Airport Friday morning.
Are you? Whoa, very nice. So you're off on holiday, sir. Hey,
look, Damien Signal 3936, same as me. The thing is, this thing's gained it. I should have longed on the candle close.
Yeah.
Now it's mooning.
Right. I'll love you and leave you because I am turtling now, so I am turtle souping. So I will see everyone later. Take
See you later,
care.
mate.